Let's discuss. Rachel back again with another reaction video, and today I will be checking out a single from Within Destruction's album Lotus. The single is called Toxic, and it came out just before I think about a week before the album, and the album is out at the time that I'm filming this, so I've had it on my schedule for a little bit. It got pushed a little ways, but I've checked out some more of the album, and I will be listening in full after I finish this video, but it's sounding very good to me. I saw Within Destruction live a few weeks, maybe a month or two ago actually now at this point, and their live set was sounding on point, so I definitely need to see them again. Stoked to check out the rest of Lotus. I will link the music video for Toxic that I'll be using in this reaction in the description of this video, along with the rest of Within Destruction's social media. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. Well, that's an interesting melody. I like this chorus. Within Destruction, Toxic. Let's discuss. Quite obvious to most that have listened to Within Destruction's discography, this is a different style for them, but it does feel in the same context that they sort of approached deathcore, they do bring some of those elements over to this more metalcore type of sound, like the synth, for example, really driving the melody. It's not really the same, but it's something that reminds me of what stuck out to me first listening to Within Destruction. It was some of that electronic stuff that they relied really heavily on, and it feels like obviously in a much different way than a lot of what they've done thus far in their catalog. This is still driven in that same sort of way, just it's a much different approach, I would say. The melody of the chorus is really driven, I feel like, by that synth sort of melody, if that makes sense. A lot of focus for me on melodies here in general, vocally on the chorus itself, and I think that's especially because that style of vocal that is in the chorus isn't really my favorite, and choruses like that tend to be not like, you know, number one for me or anything, but I walked away from the song with that piece sticking, like being one of the most prominent pieces of the song for me. I can hear that chorus in my head, and it definitely, by the last time it came around, stuck with me a bit more. It's still not gonna be like one of my favorites of the year or something, but for what it is, it's definitely extremely well done. It's really just a stylistic thing for me that tends not to be like my favorite thing. But then going beyond that, obviously, if that was initially like hearing that chorus sort of the vocal style and the melody, I was like, I'm not so sure. But as I mentioned, it was something that certainly grew on me, and I feel like with more listens it will continue to do so. And then beyond that sort of aspect of it, I really feel like for my taste and such, this presentation of their heaviness I enjoy in a repeatable fashion much more. Like this album, I think overall is something that will get a lot more playtime from me than Yokai did when it came to re-listening and that sort of stuff. And I think that while it does have to do with the presence of like that sort of melodic feel, I think a whole lot of it also has to do with the different sort of presentation of their heaviness. Like if you go to the part, I think it says like "oh shit" or something like that, it's a drop after the chorus, and it just sounds, I guess, like a bit more like fine-tuned to me. Like I don't know how to explain it without like not quite wording it the way that I intend for it to, but some of the heaviness in Yokai with like the more deathcore style that they were doing, it was just so like in your face heavy that it didn't really provide like that repeat value to me. Whereas like it's a mixture of like the drumming, the riffs, the vocals have always been something that I've been drawn to. I think that has been sort of you know, a linear point. I'm not sure, but it's not something to me that felt like needed really a change from, you know, the Yokai sound to Lotus's sound. I think it's more with like that instrumentation and in the riffs, and like if the drumming just has, I don't know, I'm not really sure like in what way I'll need to do more listening to the album in general and to this track specifically, I think, because that drop that I was talking about is a really great example of what I mean with the drumming, because that moment I was like, all right, this is like, because it's always hit for me, don't get me wrong. I don't think that if it were a band that I didn't really dig in those other ways that we would really be here doing this video, but it just felt different to me, new and more of a focus point for me, if that makes sense. So on first listen, I think this is the song I've enjoyed the most off of this album thus far, but now I need to listen in full and sort of pay more attention and pick a favorite track and such. So I will follow up, I suppose, with my thoughts on that and where I fall with the album after some more time with it, but I really dug this track. I will link the video that I used in this reaction, as well as all of Within Destruction's social media, in the description of this video. In addition to that, you can also find my link tree that I talk about in every video, which has the invite for the Discord server, where we've got the community there, we've got music-related conversation and channels, Last.fm stats, spoiler threads, listening parties, and then also channels for conversation unrelated to music general, where we talk about whatever is going on at that current point in time. And then we've got all sorts of stuff, pets, gaming, PCs, different topics. So if you're interested in coming and join and check out the community, that will be there, as well as my Instagram profile link where I do post all music related content, whether it be my never-ending merch collection. I'm constantly expanding, adding to that. I post usually once or twice a week around merch, and then I also post a chart every Friday of what I've listened to the most over the course of the week and how much I've listened to each item. It's a chart about, it's got 25 albums, EPs, singles, whatever I've been listening to, and then my play count. So in addition to that, sometimes shows, if I've been to a show recently and have pictures or videos to share from that, things like that. So if that interests you at all, my handle on there is the same as my YouTube channel. It is Rachel Reacts, but again, it will be in that link tree in the description if you have any interest in following me. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.